Hello, everybody. I am the baddest, and welcome back to the It Gets Worse channel. If you've tuned into this channel at any point before, you probably remember that at the end of 2024, I did a series of videos counting down my favorite albums of that year. I didn't do it for 2025 just because I kind of fell out of listening to music a lot more than I did in 2024. I still listen to a pretty good deal number of albums, but I just didn't keep up with new releases as much. I wasn't as consistent with it. So I didn't want to do a video or like multiple videos talking about every single genre, every single release I listened to. It didn't feel like it would amount to all that much because I didn't listen to everything. But as we're getting somewhat close to the end of 2026, I do intend on making a video about my favorite albums of this year, as well as my least favorite albums and my favorite songs, as well as that. So, just for the sake of consistency and having a list for every year and that kind of thing, I wanted to do a video, even if it's extremely late, about my favorite albums of 2025 because I did still listen to some amazing material last year. There were so many great popular and underground picks from the year, and I just want to talk about them. I feel like it wouldn't feel right to leave a year out of my series of favorite albums for every year. It wouldn't feel right. So we're not going to do one for every genre. We're not going to do a video for every genre. We're not going to count down my favorite songs or my least favorite albums of the year, but we're still going to talk about my 10 favorite albums of 2025. Coming in at number 10 is the Clips album Let God Sort 'Em Out.
I remember late nights, pissy hallways driving me psycho. The money wouldn't come fast enough. We was back and forth.
As far as the essentials, the raw material that is hip hop, this is some of the best we got that year, but probably the best we got that year. Just the solid rapping performances from both Pusha and Malice, just beyond incredible. And some of the emotional weight carried in some of those songs was also incredible. Yeah, just such a fun release as well. Like there was such a good combination of fun and emotional beats. Great features from Kendrick and Tyler. Just such a consistent quality project. There were memorable choruses, incredibly standout beats, and again, Pusha T and Malice were just at the top of their pen game on this project, just absolutely spitting. Like, just some of the best rapping we heard all year. Coming in at number 9 is Nina Girachi's I Love My Computer.
It sounds like high school front gate, smoke at my face. It sounds like girlfriend, her ways, but it's too great. It sounds like love.
This is one of the most fun electronic dance projects I've pretty much ever heard. The fact that it's so enjoyable to listen to and so much of like a fun party kind of album, but also has so many interesting layers and messages and meanings behind the music is just so goddamn cool. I think this is the perfect album for someone of my generation, someone that feels like they kind of grew up chronically online, someone that feels like they were just a little too attached to technology, like their computer, and yeah, it really resonated with me. But it was also so damn fun to listen to. Like the beats on this project are so fun, they're so exciting, they're so vibrant, they're so colorful. It's such an exhilarating album that also speaks to someone of my generation on a very personal level. I'm very excited to see what Nina Girachi does next. I know they're working with Porter Robinson right now, who had my second favorite album of 2024. So that's pretty damn exciting. Yeah, great project. Probably my favorite like dance-esque project of the year. Not necessarily. There's other dance sort of albums on this list, but as far as just straight electronic music goes, this was probably my favorite of the year. Yeah, outstanding release from Nina Girachi. At number 8, we have Tyler the Creator's Don't Tap the Glass. I actually did a full review of this album over on this channel if you want to hear my thoughts at a greater length.
Burning shit down, turning shit up. I don't consent, I don't give fucks. You on my dick, nigga, get up. Wipe your lips off while I zip up.
But yeah, I think this album is low-key underrated. Is it as good as Chromacopia? No. Does it have the outstanding nature of something like Igor? Not necessarily, but it's so unbelievably fun. And despite Tyler being like, this is just an album to be fun with and not meant to have like any deep shit on it, there is still some deep shit on it. There's definitely songs that feel like they have a very warm and emotional sentiment behind them. I genuinely love this album. I think it's one of Tyler's most fun and exciting. Like as soon as the album starts, it just puts you in a vibey kind of like excited kind of mood. Like it makes you want to jump up and dance, which was the album's entire purpose. But again, it does also have those emotional cuts. Like I feel like you learn more with every Tyler release. I feel like you learn more about him and his character, and this is no exception. I feel like I got to understand Tyler as a character, as a person, more through this project, and it was intriguing. It was interesting. Obviously, I didn't. I took more away from something like Chromacopia. I do prefer Chromacopia, but like, who am I to deny a funky, sort of return to fun, as I called it, um, album? Like, who am I to deny an album when it's actually really exciting and fun to listen to? And I got that with Don't Tap the Glass. I think it is so fun. I think it's thrilling. I think it's bouncy. I think it's vibey. It also has some weird cuts. Mom and Them is like kind of like freaky and disturbing, and it bleeds into the next track really well. It's just it's a consistent listen. It's not too long. It's not too bloated by any means. Everything is fun, and it's just a blast. It's such a blast. Next up in the seventh spot for my favorite albums of the year is Jane Remover's Revenge Seekers.
And that shit was 3 years ago, feels like a million. 3 years ago, I couldn't touch a million. 3 years ago.
It's insane how do I describe this album? It's insane how over the top this album is. It's just so incredibly chaotic and energetic and in your face. It's so unbelievably fun. The combination of digicore and rage and the sort of hectic and like grungy and sort of almost unpolished nature of it. Like there's so much polish to this album. It's so incredibly well produced, but its aesthetic is so like janky and rigid that it almost feels like it feels purposely unpolished. It's so heavy and dense. It's a fascinating listen. I love that the lyrics are kind of just a load of bullshit. I love that the lyrics are kind of just all over the place and fun. I love Danny Brown on this album. I love that it's like an experimental hip hop album from one of music's most courageous figures right now. Like I'm a hip hop fan so deep into my heart. Like hip hop is what got me to love music. And I feel like we haven't gotten too much great hip hop music as of late. So to see something in the genre that's so distinctly different and out there was so fun for me. Like this is an album I listen to and I just can't help but feel like I start gyrating. Like it's just so fucking intense and epic. It's so freakishly cool. Next up in sixth place is Changeline's The Draw of a New Shape.
Right now you gon' end up like Glenn. I'ma take your face in the fist, fuck your lame ass motherfucker. Thinking you tough, I get hit from your mama while you watching Nickelodeon.
For those of you that don't know, I have a podcast where I interview underground musicians, and I did interview the wonderful Changeline on that show. So go check out that interview. It's great. She's a blast. The Draw of a New Shape is an abstract sort of alternative hip hop record from Changeline, and it's very interesting the way it has songs that are meant to just be a fun sort of thrilling time, but it also has some songs that I think speak to people, especially like myself, as Changeline is a trans woman. It's not even so much that there's like material that like speaks really deep on like an emotional level of like the experience of being trans. Changeline doesn't do that a whole lot. It's more so it's an album for people in the queer community to feel confident in their identity. It's an album that evokes so much like confident energy and almost ego behind it, and that's something that a lot of us really need to hear, and it does an excellent job of that. This album is also just insanely well produced. Like the weird sort of cloud rap kind of beats are just so epic and fascinating, and they're so vibrant, and they're so crunchy at times. Just such a great vibe throughout this project. And Changeline sounds great. Changeline has some really great flows on this. Has again insanely chaotic, fun energy, and she comes through with so many great performances. This is just such a consistent listen. It has some of the best beats of the year, and it's just so fun. It's so fun, but also kind of holds like a little bit of weight for certain people. Entering the top 5 at our number 5 spot, we have Smoochies by Ashniko.
Kiki boots and 5'7", I'm a giant in the club, feet 5 foot from like HIVEMIND. I'm looking for a sub, I'm a showgirl, take it all off in the floodlight.
Ashniko has been one of my favorite artists for many years now. I've followed her through every era and release, and she's just so unbelievably fun, and she's arguably on her most fun on this project. Ashniko went for a more electro pop sort of dance music kind of focus with the aesthetic of this project, focusing less on hip hop and noises like that. And it worked out really well. This is an incredibly well produced album, an incredibly fun album. I listened to her live. I got to go to her show, and every song just turns the whole room into a party. It's so thrilling. It's so fun. It's so cute as well. Like it's kind of cute and kind of sexy. It's kind of like it's like almost childish at points, but also has like the proud feminine energy that Ashniko is so known for. And yeah, she's just so bubbly on this project. She's so about herself. She's so full of energy, and the singing performances are very good. The more rap-like performances are very good. She just sounds very confident and in her element on this project, which I think she failed to do on her previous album, which I am forgetting the name of. But I think this album proved that Ashniko still had it in her to be this sort of fun, bubbly character over some interesting production. And it was great. It was incredibly fun, and I love just about every track off of it. It's an absolute blast. It's such a fun album. At number 4 is Aisha Erotica's Pre-Cum.
Have you ever seen a surge drop? On the bed you dreamed about me every night, now I'm here. And I'm back.
This album is just such a vibe. Like the vibes on this album are insane. Like everything is so textured interestingly, and Ashniko's sort of like sexy, confident, sort of like chill performance just makes every song so like elegant, but also like heavy and hot. It's really fun, and it's got a really interesting sound to it. As you may have gathered from my appreciation of Ashniko and Changeline in the previous entries, I can really enjoy an album that sort of makes you feel in your elements, makes you feel about yourself and confident. And Aisha Erotica just absolutely nails that in her music, especially if you're more femme leaning. It just makes you feel like such a boss ass bitch. And this album does that to the absolute max for me. It is so fun. It is so weird. It is so like sexy and sexual, but in like the most fun and exciting way it can be. I just absolutely love the aesthetic of this album. It's so glistening, it's so colorful, but it's also so dynamic and like a little bit like it's not too saturated is how I would describe it. It's not like the Ashniko record isn't too saturated, but the point of it is it's very colorful, very bubbly, very vibrant. Pre-cum is a little more subtle than that. It's a little more low key than that, but it still has that same confident and boastful energy that is just so nice. It has such a nice tone to it, and I love revisiting that project. Now entering the top 3, at number 3 we have Quadeca's Vanisher Horizon Scraper.
Darling, don't you give up on a Monday. I wanna tell you
If you know anything about me, you know how much I love Quadeca. I've been following him since his debut, and he absolutely smashed his latest album out of the park. I think Quadeca has proven at this point that he is good at putting together conceptual pieces and really executing them in the most grandiose and kind of epic sort of way. And with Vanisher Horizon Scraper, you really feel like you're getting into the world of the world that he's building through the music. You feel yourself getting lost in the oceans that are portrayed and the vast seas that are being explored. And it's really riveting, but also what I would disagree with some people on this album is it's not too much. Some people would feel that this album is overproduced. I don't think it is. I think this album needed to be as grandiose and epic as possible. Like, whereas I Didn't Mean to Haunt You had its very low key and chill moments because of its aesthetic and concept, I think Vanisher Horizon Scraper is at its best when it's boastful, it's epic, and I think it does such a good job of that. I think the production is extreme, It's vast, and I think it's perfect for what it is. But on top of that, Quadeca's performances are potentially the best they've ever been. He really sounds like a true singer songwriter on this project, and yeah, aesthetically it's so nice, sonically it's so nice, and conceptually it was executed very, very well. I think Vanishing Horizon Scraper is easily one of the best of the year, and I'm really glad that Quadeca in recent years has been getting some of the love and praise he deserves, because he has really put the effort into becoming a fully formed artist, and he's absolutely reached that point. And very excited to see where his next project, Life One, goes. In second place, my second favorite album of the year is Goodnight Hypnopomp by Stomach Book.
For the lightning bolts in my arteries, for the scum sucking worms and devotees, shake your tail, let your blood till you can't.
This album is just hectic, chaotic fun with some emotional depth to the lyrics as well. Like the sort of distorted and manic nature of this album is just so exciting. It really doesn't, it really feels grungy and distorted at so many points of the project. It's really sort of crunchy and staticky, but that's the style, and it's aesthetically it works so well. Like I think Stomach Book is by no means the most skilled vocalist, but their sort of insane manic nature in their vocals just makes it's just such an ear grab. Like it really makes you focus on what's being said, and it makes you like really tap your toe and start dancing along to the sound of the music. There's so many memorable moments on this album. There's so many fun instrumentals. There's so many like truly thrilling performances, and it's just such a blast. Like it's hard to really describe this album for me, but it's like I love the distorted nature of the vocals and production, and it also again sort of holds like a level of emotional weight in the lyricism. It's kind of one of those cases where where the lyrics don't really sound, where the lyrics don't really um aren't necessarily in line with what the music sounds like. It sounds a lot more fun and boastful and energetic than it actually is, and I love that about it. It's sort of it's like pretty dark and heavy, but also so unbelievably colorful. It's an absolute blast of a record. I love this album, and I got to keep coming back to it. I got to listen to it again at some point. Honestly, it's only been a couple months, but I would love to listen to it again sometime soon. It's fun, it's emotional, it's vibey, it's crunchy. Great album. And my number one, my favorite album of 2025 is Unkillable Angel by Ada Rook. The insane manic energy and nature of this album is honestly baffling. Like this is such a distorted hardcore digital hardcore album. It is so unbelievably aggressive. It is so shockingly confident, but also not so much. Like it's you can feel the emotion that goes into a lot of these records, but just the sheer like desire to be heard that you get from this album is so palpable, and it's so good. Like I feel so much confidence and so much insecurity at the same time listening to this album. It's like the aggression and sort of again like need to be heard is very infectious, but at the same time there's like there's a lot of like feelings of um not totally accepting yourself, not totally feeling comfortable in your own skin. It's a very interesting record, but to be honest, as much as I do get some feelings out of this album, the main reason I love it is just sonically, it is fucking awesome. The insanely loud production, the incredible screamo performances are just so they just feel so good to listen to. I love the manic nature. I love the pure insanity, the chaos, the hectic nature. It's so unbelievably fun. It's so loud and aggressive and weird, and like I just love this album. The production is absolutely phenomenal. Like it's produced so well, and so it captures this aggressive energy in the best way it absolutely could have. And Ada Rook just has such an outstanding performance on every track. She sounds so confident in the sound and so sure of themselves in their abilities. And there's just something so palpable and so shocking about this project. It is so fun, but also just so interesting. So those are my top 10 albums of 2025. Again, I didn't listen to enough music in 2025. This list very well could be subject to change if I go and listen to some more albums from last year. But with that being said, I still did listen to a pretty good amount of music. I still tried to keep up with releases the best I could. And I heard some incredibly good shit. I heard some phenomenal records. But what I will say is I definitely should have listened to more, because I don't think I listened to anything as great as I could have. And by that I mean in 2024, I gave 2 10s. My top 2 records of that year were, in my, as far as my review, in my opinion goes, 10 out of 10s. My top 3 of this year are all 9 out of 10. I don't think anything crossed the 10 out of 10 bridge in 2025. But maybe I just didn't hear a 10 out of 10 record, you know? Like there very well could have been something out there that could have caught my attention. But it is what it is, you know? I still heard plenty of music I liked. Again, these 10 records I think are all great, and I recommend any of them to any of you. And yeah, and I've been listening to way more music this year. This year, I'm gonna have more records to share with you guys that I loved, and some that I didn't love, and that'll be very fun. So be on the lookout for that in 3 to 4 months, and yeah, it'll be great. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get going. I hope you got something out of this video. Hopefully some records you'll be excited to go and listen to. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day, nights, evenings, whatever it may be. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.